college football. I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Tigers will get this season underway as toe meets leather. Looks like he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Looking to throw, it's Iamaleava. Here comes the heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Guys, let's take a minute here and think about UCLA. One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat, and the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win, and if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds.
Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. At the 30. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Off play action on first down. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Bruin. They put the first points on the board. They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it. And that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum, not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. The sure hands. It's Jones. Guys, let's talk here for just a second about Missouri. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
Wants to bring it back. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He breaks a tackle. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Well, you saw that broken tackle, David. This defense has to do a real good job with gang tackling to stop this guy today.
You cannot assume one guy's going to get him to the ground. Everybody's got to swarm to the football. All eyes on him. And
oh, he's got some space. They finally get to him, but what attacking from just inside the red zone. Got enough space. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. They are really clicking along, 1st and goal on just the 4th play of the drive. Pushes for the goal line. Touchdown, UCLA! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
I know we're only in game 1, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do, and they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. First play of the drive, wants to throw. That's reeled in. It's Jones.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Makes the grab. It's Jones. Great move. Now he's got room. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They've built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but
there he goes. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll go up top on 2nd and short. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Connection to the right. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
That's got to feel really good for this quarterback. It's early in the game, so these 3rd downs are big. You're trying to get your offense into a rhythm and flow. Nice job reading the defense. A beautiful pass.
On the snap, it's Jones. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
Unsuccessful 2nd down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively? Try to have success on 3rd down.
They worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
You have to understand at home, it's really hard for a head coach to kick a field goal at this juncture after such a long drive. So many first downs. You've gotten right down to the doorstep. 4th down, you want to be able to pay this thing off and punctuate this drive with a touchdown.
From the gun. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Touchdown Tigers! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll give it to the back. Oh, better look out. Danced his way through traffic. Pick up a 4 to the 19.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Under fire. And this one falls incomplete, but I think the defense was in the neutral zone. It was a free play.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
That last one was just a crushing penalty for this defense. Here comes 2nd and 1. Gives it on the option. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on 1st down.
That's a nice-looking run. That reminds me of Jonathan Franklin, Maurice Jones-Drew, Zach Charbonnet. In recent years, they've had a lot of ability at the running back position. How about this name, though? Little-known fact. The great Jackie Robinson also played running back for UCLA, and you know he's smiling down from heaven watching that last carry.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. 1st down and more. And he's finally down, sliding in safely after the huge pickup.
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like a quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense.
Up to 44 yards on the ground in the 1st quarter. What a tremendous start to this season. That's the end of the period, and it's UCLA in the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few. The Bruins with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Red pass, it's complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. 3rd and short from the 22. Is the field goal unit getting ready, or is this already 4 down? Going for it all. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot. There now it's 4th down.
Well, this quarterback has really found a nice rhythm early, and he's in firm control and command of everything that's happening. They've had 2 drives. They've scored 2 touchdowns. And here on their 3rd possession, he still wants to take shots. That one obviously falls incomplete, but if you're him, I would keep spinning the beam.
And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Virginia is ahead right now in Charlottesville, but that's not exactly Sean Moore out there dominating this one. We are a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over Arkansas. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
He stopped almost immediately. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. They've got the first down.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to throw it. That's caught. It's Jones. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Missouri wants to go fast. On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Caught over the middle. It's Huffman. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. They get the conversion there. He used his size and nice moves to get past the chains.
And I like that. Third and short. Find the big fella, the soft hands, make a quick little move, make the completion, get the first down.
Looking downfield on first down. Quarterback now breaking the field. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Back to pass on second down. Got out of trouble and throws. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
Nice move to keep running. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Not much there on the run. He gets 1 to the 31. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Now the play fake. Right down the middle. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Throws for the tight end. Finds his man. It's Flores. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead.
Breaks into the open on the left. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Huge play puts them in the red zone, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 15. Might be calling a hot route. Off the play fake on first down to throw. To the end zone, and it's picked off.
Offense would love to have that one back. Down here in this area of the field, everything has to happen faster. Decisions need to be made quicker. The ball's got to be out quicker. Routes got to be snapped off faster. They were just way too late. And as the result, the defense gets the INT.
Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
They bring him down, but that's why you give them that wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the wildcat formation here. Gets the back moving. Direct snap. It's Jones. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the wildcat.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
Give to the single back. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the ball will be blown dead at the 35, and that's where they'll put it into play. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Got the quick completion. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And the Bruins want to crank the tempo. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw, it's Iamaleava. Trying to beat the D deep. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
That's an example of the offensive coordinator trying to be aggressive and trying to take a shot. Now, the offense isn't able to click on that play, but moving ahead in the second half, it's important they continue to dial up these big plays. You want to stay aggressive, and you want to keep testing this second.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He'll pull it down. At midfield, he's got room. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys. He could not wait to get back out there, and that time it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the 1st down.
Oh, and he just dropped it so close to his 2nd interception of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Looking to the big tight end. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
I like the play call there. I know it falls incomplete, but you're in the defensive side of the field right now, and you're going back to the guy that's already scored a touchdown for you. This guy has stepped up. He's made a play. So if I'm on offense, I keep throwing him the football.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. And you just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
And before they can kick it, the receiving team's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Missouri.
The Bruins line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Got a man, it's Jones. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Using the quick game. Turning it on. He goes out of bounds at the 25, and this offense has an explosive play.
Really nice awareness that time, getting out of bounds and saving 6 seconds on the clock. You're in field goal range here, so you've got maybe time for one more quick completion, get out of bounds, or if you're not going to kick the field goal, you've got time for one more shot into the end zone.
The sweet feet buy a little time. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. A big reason they find themselves trailing to start the second half, those 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, and I think coaches will tell you the number one thing that you got to make sure you do is take care of the football. You want to create explosives, you want to put up a bunch of yards, but step one, Jesse, taking care of the football.
And it just goes to show you how critical those mistakes are. Only 2 plays. That's really what separates this team from potentially having the lead. If they clean up the errors, they've got a chance to win this game.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. Listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit that way.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Catch in the middle. It's Jones. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage?
Snatches it on the right. Running free. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Throws to the tight end. He's got an open man. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44.
Really nice looking throw there. And traditionally, the best UCLA offenses are always the ones that can get it done through the air. You've got to be able to come up with explosive plays in the passing game. And if this team is going to win a conference championship, they need this guy to play.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
All right, this offense needs to come up with a solution for this defensive end because he is a problem. They have got to find a way to help out the offensive tackle to prevent this guy from getting to the quarterback.
And the Bruins trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Iamaleava. Moves around to clear up the vision. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Stumbled to the ground.
And this defense, how about it, man? Putting some pressure on the quarterback, getting the big sack, but now letting him take off and get so many yards back and climb back in this third down situation. Good response by this offense.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He'll try to take it back. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Missouri! Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
And he's going to bring this one out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Caught in the backfield, it's Thomas. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back streak right in behind them and pick up the first down.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. The lone back's got it. They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play.
A lot of times on second down, you're thinking pass, especially second, maybe in a little bit long. Really good job by the offense, committing to the running game, getting the first down really easily.
The Bruins will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Dances away to buy time. He'll pull it down and run. Turns it on in midfield. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
And how nice is it to have an eraser at the quarterback spot? First down, you get sacked, lose a bunch of yards. In a more difficult situation, you call a pass to try to attack the secondary, but he's got the ability to do this. Just pull it down, get all those positive yards back, and then some.
They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. Moving away from pressure. He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there. And the Bruins will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll go to the ground. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it 1 high safety? Is it 2 high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
And that doesn't happen very often. That's their go-to guy. I love the way they move him around the field, and they try to attack the middle with him to get the ball in his hands and let him do some damage. And he shows you the drop. Okay, it's in there, but it doesn't happen very often.
Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Sets up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
On 4th down, going to the air. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today.
The defense has been all over this quarterback all game long. It's almost as if they know where he's going to throw. That now, the 3rd interception he's thrown.
Pass to sticks him still on his feet. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They're going to ride this running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. These 2 quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. He's got him. The offense pops it up, and they were on the move. Touchdown, Bruin. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
And how about this defense making plays? Not only do you force the fumble, the awareness to scoop it up. Understand the difference between trying to jump on it, but pick it up and make a play. They make a play. In this offense, they have not put together a lot of scoring drives, and now they give up points on the other end. They got to get it together.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, a big-time top 25 duel. Let's get right to the pictures. Virginia is being brought out back behind the woodshed right now. This is cover your eyes, hug your loved ones territory. A real shame.
Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Caught in the backfield is Davis. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Missouri gets to the line quickly. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really nice job there, feeling the pressure, buying himself some time, and then taking off and getting north. And just so gifted when he's in the open field. That's going to really give a jolt to his offense.
They're setting up the screen. Shows him the stiff arm. Gets away from one, finds room. The execution on that screen pass is one that will go in a coaching clinic.
Nice execution on the screen. Allow the rush to come upfield. Now I release, get the ball to the running back. I got my playmaker in space. Nice chunk yardage play right there by the offense.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
And man, did the defense just miss an opportunity that they could have turned the lights out with the lead, get the football back here, missed opportunity. Maybe this offense now can take advantage and swing some momentum in this football game.
Trying play action. Oh, look out, the ball's free. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, it's so hard to keep a rabbit in the cage, that quarterback, right? He's going to scramble around. He's going to make plays, and when he gets outside the pocket, you're just trying to get a hand on him. How about getting a hand on him, forcing the fumble, and recovering it? Great job by the defense continuing to chase that QB.
So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Guys, let's talk a little UCLA. Given the unrest surrounding this guy's future as the head coach, this would be a great way to get the season started.
Man, you want all the momentum you can get, and you want to quiet people down. You don't want it to get louder. The louder those murmurs talk about hot seat, and you have a tendency to lose your football.
Breaks into the open. That gives him 100 yards on the ground, and that will put him over 101, a way to start the season. The Bruins come to the line with a new set of downs. Might as well give it to him again. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
At the 40, there he goes. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, UCLA. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense...
Gonna take a shot. Makes the grab on the right. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And, man, it has got to be so rewarding as an offensive coordinator when your play call perfectly counters the defense's call. And that's exactly what we saw there. That play targeted the coverage's biggest weak spot, and it led to a wide-open receiver.
To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Got a man. It's Jones. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. Missouri wants to go fast. Just keeps slinging it. Grab near the marker. It's Manning. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy.
He'll take a shot. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Looking to scramble. Gonna try. Oh, he's got some room. Headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Great decision by the quarterback, and there's a danger on defense. When you play man coverage against this guy, when you've got DBs and their backs are turned to the QB, if you're not careful, he'll just tuck it and run and take off. And by the time all those DBs and defenders had turned around, it was way too late. He was gone.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
No, and if I'm the...
Got a lot of room to the right. The 40. The 30. He's at the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Bruins.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Might be looking to run. Rolling right and going deep. And that'll be incomplete, man. That would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by...
He lobs one high down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Snap to the back. Bringing the heat. Nobody falling for the tomfoolery, the chicanery, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, the defense needs one more stop. They did a nice job not giving up a first down that last one, but with the lead late like this, one more stop, and they're going to win this game.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Spits it out to the back. Converts on fourth down. Still going. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Jones. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. They'll run play action. Got his man quickly. Oh, what a cut! Oh, a lot of space. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
On the direct snap, it's Jones. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. NC State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This Pac team has picked itself up before, and they are capable of it again today. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to Kansas State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
There he goes. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
It's got to be tough right now on defense. You need to find a way to get a stop, and you haven't been able to do that in the fourth quarter. You've been giving up points. You just gave up a touchdown in the last drive. You need a turnover. You need to do something right now to stop this momentum.
They'll give it to him again. Shakes off the defender. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the Bruins hope to be able to run out the clock in this final minute. From the gun, running back on the move. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Quarterback on the keeper. Makes one man miss. Touchdown, UCLA! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
And he puts through the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. His drive will open from the 15. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. With the catch, it's Jones. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Going to swing it on second down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. Makes the catch. And that is how we will wrap this one up. They get a big win here and start the season on a positive note.
You got to love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the season, finally getting ready to play in front of a live audience. You're able to come out and execute and get this win under your belt. David, couldn't be a better way to start the year.
And for the losing team, obviously, it's a little bit different. You have something to look at now, to analyze where do I need to get a little bit better, but plenty of time still left in the season to improve and turn it around.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. between these two schools has been a clash in the middle of the country that's been a contest played since before the 20th century. And believe me, in rivalries like this one, the wrongs from games played in 1891 are being discussed as we get ready for what's in store. Glad to have you with us in Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas, home to the Jayhawks. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Missouri Tigers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Jayhawks will kick it away to start us off. Coming out with it, it's Johnson. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll leave it with him. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Missouri gets to the line quickly.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
Well, that one falls incomplete, but you know this guy is a big part of their passing attack. You saw the last game out, he had multiple catches from the running back position. They're going to try to get that established in this game.
They'll try it over the left side. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Hauls it in, looking for space. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Quarterback may change this route. They go to the ground. Turning it on! The freshman brought down after a really nice run there.
Love the play call on the RPO, and you're just really trusting this running back to be able to make a guy miss and then get into the second level. The offensive line did their job, gave him a crease, but that was the running back making that linebacker miss in the hole before getting moved.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. You do think basketball in this rivalry, but there is football history. Gale Sayers, Todd Reesing, Chase Daniel, the Mangino era for the Jayhawks. At times, this was one of the best rivalries on the planet.
Well, they started playing in 1891, and it's unfortunate with conference realignment that this rivalry game kind of went away. I wish we saw it more often.
Yeah, and we've seen it all across college football. We get robbed of the rivalries, and then in turn, we kind of forget about them. So good to have this rivalry back.
And the Jayhawks have it with a 1st and 10. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to throw on 1st down. Flips it out in the flat. He'll be run out of bounds right at the 25.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires on the move. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Man, I love the catch radius on this guy. If you just put it somewhere near his body, he's going to be able to reel it in. That was a phenomenal job, showing you his athleticism and also his concentration, making that outstanding.
Looking for the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Jayhawks. They can use this first score to sort of set set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because...
He'll take the deep shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
That's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Creates a little... Bringing it back. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on a linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup.
And that's a good second down run. Commit to the running game, run the football. Great gain, great job by the offensive line. Keep it rolling.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He turns that loose down the right side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Rock Chalk!
The quarterback does a great job with his decision-making. He found the matchup he wanted one-on-one. His tight end's able to stretch the field. He makes the catch, and he does the rest of the work himself, running it into the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the final 53 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Johnson. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. A strike downfield. Breaks into the open. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. Running back searching for a hole. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri!
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I'll tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Oklahoma was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Sooners performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Power football with the run. Got room at the 35. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of fighting his way through the traffic. He's able to come out the other side and present a nice target for the quarterback.
Looking to fire. Trying to set up the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. When you see all those defenders around your intended target like that, just throw it in the ground or throw it away. I mean, that's a completion that loses yards. You're just hurting your offense there.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Right on the money. Turning on the Jets. The tag. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him, and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
And he made the extra point without problem. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the direct snap, it's Jones. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping him up, getting him on the ground, take away that run game, make him one-dimensional, put him in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Jones. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Here comes the option. Nice move there. Good pickup there. He gets enough for the first down.
And I feel like the option is a play that this guy can run in his sleep. He's constantly making the right decision. So I love it here. 3rd down, we're putting it on him to do the right thing. He had to keep the football there. The defense took everybody else away. It was open for him, so he was able to just pick up enough to keep this drive moving, keep the sticks rolling.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Lost one deep down the right side. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things. A little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
The Jayhawks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. He wants to change this route. Sends it back in motion. Wants to fire on second down. Throws for the tight end. Makes a connection. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking to throw on first down. Now he's going to break the pocket. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
We're only in the first half already. This guy's got 2 TD passes, so you could see the defensive coaching staff on the sideline telling this D-line, guys, we got to get after this guy. We have to affect his rhythm and not let him be so comfortable back there. Right there, they were able to get after him. Let's see if they can keep it up.
To the air on second down. Got it in the middle, it's Cook. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
And the Jayhawks are on the move. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Oh, he's got some space. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. It's complete. They will score. Touchdown, Kansas.
Nice drive, nice touchdown. I love this offense's response to what happened a week ago. Listen, we're 0-1, so be it. Let's put the foot on the gas. Let's move forward, get better, and they have in game 2 so far.
PAT unit on the field. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. So a drive there of 82 yards, and they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Kick kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. He lofts one down the sideline. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing.
And the ball is loose and live in the backfield. Everybody needs a little luck, and the offense just got it by falling on that fumble. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back's got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Motion from the wideout. The play action fake. He's going to take off. That's a fumble on the play. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
And that's fumbles in consecutive weeks. Coaches don't like that. They start to, you know what happens is the trust factor goes out the window. I don't want to run you as much because I can't trust you as much, especially in big spots. Got to hold on to that football.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking downfield on first down. Here's a heat. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The Jayhawks in a good spot here with second and short. Quarterback making checks. Back to pass. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends down the road.
Creates a little room. Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business.
When I go into every game, I want to get my running back going. I want to get the ground game going, and he has. This afternoon, over 100 yards now, showed you a little bit of everything in the run game, and that's why this offense has been humming.
Quick completion to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
That just really nice catch by the big tight end, throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. A lot of defenders around on that screen. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Man, and tight ends in today's modern college football are so difficult to stop because they're so much more athletic than they used to be. Today, they're just like big wide receivers. So defensively, how do you stop it? Do you have someone who has the physical dimensions to match up with this guy one-on-one? You might not. And if you don't, are you comfortable putting a slower linebacker on him? Or do you want to put a smaller DB that might not be able to tackle him? It's a real difficult puzzle to figure out.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Release to the back. Back's got it. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And the Jayhawks have it in scoring position on first and goal. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll run it on first and goal. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Motion from the back. Snap to the back. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Third and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And this QB's had some success, man, throwing to the football to the end zone. Like 3 touchdown passes today. Nice job by the defense responding, right? Don't give up more big plays. Understand he's going to be aggressive and take shots.
I see a look of disappointment from this kicker, but that offense is happy. They'll stay out there and go for it. 4th and goal from the 4. He's looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
I love it. I'm never of the mindset, take a knee, go to the half, whatever, man. If I can try to find an opportunity to put some points on the board, I'm going to try to do it. I like the offense chucked it up, but, you know, an incompletion, who cares?
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. These corners backing off a bit. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Gets it to him on the screen. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Missouri, 7.
Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. They're on it. They recover the onside kick, and they get it right back. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive, Reese. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind.
There he goes. And it took the defense a bit to get a handle on him. A little slippery with all those juke moves.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Tigers can really attack on this 2nd and short. To the ground with the back. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
Well, I think the defense is expecting here on 3rd down that this running back's going to get it again. Got it on 1st, had a nice carry, got it on 2nd. Now he set him up in 3rd and short. You've got to be physical here and make sure this guy goes backwards.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes offense returns to the field. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Trying to make magic with his feet.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
The Jayhawks come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. Tries to get it on the ground. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
I like it. This defense plays aggressive on 4th and short, and they are rewarded. Figured they would run the football. They did. Nice job getting some penetration and stopping that 4th down play.
Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Jones. Inside the 40. Turning it on. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
This defense really needs to be careful, and they have to play with great eye discipline, understanding where the football is at all times. Moving forward, they have got to know if this guy has the ball, because he is dangerous in space.
Now from inside the red zone. It's caught. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9. Missouri wants to go fast. Wants to throw again. Big guy smells it. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Number 1.
Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. The give on the option. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Might be changing the route. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Man, momentum is a real thing in college football, and you're seeing it shift here in the 3rd quarter. The defense just forced a 3 and out. Their offense scored a touchdown the last time out. We've got a close game, but all of the momentum is squarely now on their side.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, he'll throw it. Going for 6. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
On third and long, no secret what he needs here. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and makes...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. Makes a grab for a big play. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
I love offensive coordinators that take shots in sudden change situations. You just got the takeaway. You're not wasting any time. Defense is jogging on the field. They barely have time to line up. You take a shot deep down the field, and you hit it, adding insult to injury to the opponent. That is a great play call.
Little touch pass to the receiver. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Really nice job by the cornerback. Hey, a lot of cornerbacks want to cover. They want to drop back. They're not really about that life. They don't want to be the tackling kind of guy. They're like, leave that to the linebackers. That dude committed, came up, and made a nice tackle.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Touchdown, Jayhawks! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk as KU is starting to pull away.
And Kansas getting it done, executing here in this rivalry game in the second half, starting to put it on Missouri. They better respond, Paul.
KU is delivering the KO. They are making plays.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Missouri gets to the line quickly.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback, getting that sack for a huge loss, and now they're...
And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Rock Chalk.
And how great is it to see the most athletic position on the field doing work, showing he could be a running back, showing he could be a wide receiver. I mean, what else can't a defensive lineman do? What an athlete.
And he added the extra point. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead.
14.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Terry. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the wideout. With the catch, it's Manning. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy.
He's going to throw deep right side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches...
Breaks into the open. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. To the air on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Catch in the middle, it's Johnson. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. That's the end of the quarter. Kansas has the lead here. This has been a complete obliteration so far, as the third quarter stats will show you. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on third down. They'll try to bully their way for the first. He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off. The Kansas offense returns to the field. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable third down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
Throws to the wideout. And that third down pass had some serious juice, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got...
Fires one high and deep. And he throws another interception. Takes it the other way. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. play there. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Oh, he's looking to throw. He's got his man, makes the grab. He's running free down the middle. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Archon Jayhawk. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You've got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Unloads to the wideout. Pulls it in. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play, something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ballgame.
Sweet cut there. Trying to pound their way forward. He picks up a couple to the 31. Missouri wants to go fast.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. They'll line up for a second down play. Wants to go up top. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Trying to take it back. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And I love this defense understanding situational football. You got the lead in the fourth quarter. Get in your nickel packages. You know the pass is coming, and the execution was great.
Yeah, they thrive on takeaways, and they love to get into games late with the lead because one of the strengths of their entire team is their secondary, and you saw it there. In nickel, they're able to come away with the pick, and it's looking like they're going to be able to seal this game.
Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Back to pass on second down. Looking deep down the right side. Snags it inside the 20. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10 and the 11. Some might have the philosophy to milk the clock. Others have this philosophy. Just keep going at them.
Yeah, until you stop me. And I think the offense, you can tell, it's pretty clear. They're going to keep their foot on the gas, continuing to throw the football down the field, attack, make big plays like they have all game long.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He'll pull it on the read. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that, no gain on the play. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And this offense has had a good day, and more importantly, this team responded from last week. 0-1, didn't look good to start the season, bouncing back, getting a convincing victory. Nice job by this team handling adversity early in the season.
Missouri, 14.
He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Off play action on first down. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Makes the grab on the big throw. Nothing but green grass down the middle. I'm sorry you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous parting gift. A late touchdown.
Yeah, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note, a little bit.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Temple is getting dominated today, and you know, the folks in Philly deserve better than this. No excuse ever for this kind of a clunker. They're trailing by 28 to Penn State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Just goes right through the wicket and brings up 3rd down. Man, he will be thinking about that one.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know a lot's run.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And 3rd and long, and the offense goes with a little play action. I don't know why the threat of the run. I'm not scared by that. You can tell the defense doesn't honor it, doesn't buy it, flies by the line, gets to the quarterback, gets the big 3rd down stop.
On 4th down, looking to pass. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. And even in the 4th quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive. Pedal to the metal.
The give to the back. Good pick up there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
Yeah, and a really nice job by the QB seeing linebackers are a little bit soft playing pass. Give the rock. Hand it off, let the running back do the rest.
And the Jayhawks will line it up on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Finds his big tight end. Oh, he's got some space. They'll make the stop, but that 1st down ought to ice it. They should be able to kneel this one out.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Intercepted deep in his own end. Taking it the other way. The 40. Inside the 30. He's at the touchdown, Tigers. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
Lining up for the PAT. Splits those uprights right in half. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Direct snap. It falls incomplete. How about the trickeration on first down that just goes awry? One more play to pad the stats. From the gun, the ground game. Makes it past the marker. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. And we can rock and chalk this one up to a Kansas victory and a waving of the wheat in this border war rivalry. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.